Have you ever stopped to consider that the way you sleep each night, something you've done thousands of times, could be quietly shortening your life? Not through sudden illness, not through obvious pain, but slowly, silently, night after night. Most people believe sleep is always healing, that once your head hits the pillow, your body automatically repairs itself. But after 60, that belief can be dangerously incomplete, because aging changes how your body responds to pressure, oxygen, and circulation. Your joints become less forgiving. Your lungs lose elasticity. Your spine stiffens, and your heart must work harder than it once did. Yet many people continue sleeping in positions their bodies can no longer tolerate. And here is the uncomfortable truth. Some sleeping positions don't restore your body at all. They slowly strain your heart. They reduce oxygen to your brain. They compress your spine and joints. They disrupt blood flow to vital organs. All while you believe you are resting. What feels comfortable today can quietly steal your energy tomorrow. What feels harmless now can slowly take your mobility, your mental clarity, and even years from your life. The most alarming part is this. The damage does not announce itself right away. It shows up subtly, as morning stiffness that lasts longer than it used to, as fatigue that coffee no longer fixes, as brain fog, dizziness, or unexplained aches, as shortness of breath that seems to come from nowhere. Many older adults assume these are just part of aging. They are not in many cases. They are signals, warnings that the body has been under strain for hours every single night. In this video, we are uncovering 5 common sleeping positions that research and clinical experience have shown can do more harm than good, especially for adults over 60. These are not internet myths. They are not exaggerations meant to scare you. They are backed by sleep medicine, respiratory science, cardiovascular research, and spinal biomechanics. The same principles doctors use to understand pain, fatigue, and age-related decline. Sleep is meant to be your body's most powerful repair process. It is when tissues heal, when the brain clears waste, when the heart resets, when inflammation decreases. But if your sleeping position is wrong, your body is not repairing itself. It is compensating. Your muscles tense to protect your joints. Your heart works harder to move oxygen. Your lungs fight against compression. Your nerves stay irritated instead of calming down. And over time, that compensation becomes damage. The shocking reality is that most seniors never realize this connection until something goes wrong. Until chronic pain appears, until sleep becomes shallow, until heart or breathing issues develop without a clear cause. That is why this information matters. Because correcting just one sleeping position can dramatically improve how deeply you rest, how much energy you wake up with, and how well your body functions over the long term. This video is not about making you afraid of sleep. It is about giving you control. It is about helping you reclaim the kind of deep, healing rest your body truly needs after 60, the kind that supports longevity, clarity, and independence. So as you watch, pay close attention to which positions feel familiar to you. One small change tonight could change how you feel for years to come. Let's begin. Sleeping face down on your stomach may feel comfortable. For some people, it has been a lifelong habit. But after 60, it becomes one of the most damaging sleep positions your body can endure. Not because it feels painful at first, but because it places your body under constant mechanical stress for hours at a time, every single night. When you lie on your stomach, your neck is forced to rotate sharply to one side so you can breathe. That twist does not relax. It stays there for 6, 7, sometimes 8 hours. This prolonged rotation strains the cervical spine, compresses delicate nerves, and reduces healthy blood flow to the brain. Over time, this can lead to a cascade of problems that many seniors never connect back to their sleeping position, including chronic neck stiffness that never fully disappears, frequent headaches, especially in the morning, dizziness or a spinning sensation when standing up, shoulder pain that radiates down the arms, balance problems, and unsteady walking. These symptoms often get blamed on age, but in many cases, they are the result of nightly nerve and blood vessel compression. And the damage does not stop at the neck. When you sleep on your stomach, your chest and abdomen are pressed directly into the mattress. This compresses the rib cage, limiting how fully your lungs can expand. For younger adults, this may only slightly reduce breathing efficiency. But for seniors, whose lung tissue naturally stiffens with age, this compression can significantly reduce oxygen intake during sleep. Less oxygen at night means the heart must pump harder. The brain receives less nourishment. Muscles do not fully recover. Inflammation increases. Instead of resting, your body is fighting to maintain basic function. This is why many stomach sleepers wake up feeling groggy despite long sleep, mentally foggy, lightheaded, strangely exhausted. You may think you slept through the night, but your organs never truly rested. Your heart worked overtime. Your lungs struggled against pressure. Your brain operated on reduced oxygen. Now let's talk about the spine, because this is where long-term damage often becomes permanent. The human spine has a natural curve designed to distribute weight evenly. When you sleep on your stomach, that curve flattens unnaturally. The lower back is forced into extension while the pelvis tilts forward, creating constant pressure on spinal discs and joints. Night after night, this compression can contribute to herniated or bulging discs, pinched nerves, sciatic pain, tingling or numbness in the legs, chronic lower back pain that worsens with age. And here is the critical factor most people don't realize. As we age, our discs lose hydration and elasticity. What your body once tolerated at 40 becomes injurious at 60 or 70. Minor stress becomes cumulative damage. That is why someone who has slept on their stomach for decades may suddenly develop severe pain, nerve symptoms, or mobility issues later in life. There is also an overlooked digestive and cardiac component. Stomach sleeping increases pressure on the abdomen, which can worsen acid reflux and interfere with digestion. For some seniors, it also places subtle pressure on the heart, particularly in those with existing cardiovascular conditions. The result? Poor sleep quality, nighttime awakenings, increased fatigue during the day. Your body begins associating sleep with stress instead of recovery. And perhaps the most dangerous part is this. Stomach sleeping feels comfortable in the moment. There is no immediate warning. The damage builds quietly, slowly, invisibly, until one day the pain, stiffness, or fatigue becomes impossible to ignore. By then, the body has been compensating for years. But here is the good news. Your body can relearn healthier positions. Even after decades of stomach sleeping, the safest alternatives are side sleeping, with your head aligned with your spine and a pillow between the knees to reduce hip and back strain, or back sleeping, with a small pillow under the knees to maintain the spine's natural curve and reduce pressure on the lower back. At first, these positions may feel unfamiliar, but within a few nights, many people notice deeper sleep, less morning stiffness, improved breathing, better mental clarity. Stomach sleeping may feel comfortable. In the moment, there is no immediate warning. The damage builds quietly, slowly, invisibly, until one day the pain, stiffness, or fatigue becomes impossible to ignore. By then, the body has been compensating for years. But here is the good news. Your body can relearn healthier positions. Even after decades of stomach sleeping, the safest alternatives are side sleeping, with your head aligned with your spine and a pillow between the knees to reduce hip and back strain, or back sleeping, with a small pillow under the knees to maintain the spine's natural curve and reduce pressure on the lower back. At first, these positions may feel unfamiliar, but within a few nights, many people notice deeper sleep, less morning stiffness, improved breathing, better mental clarity. Stomach sleeping may feel comfortable in the short term, but after 60, it is one of the most common habits that quietly steals comfort, mobility, and long-term health. Sleep should restore you, not slowly wear you down. Curling into a fetal position is one of the most instinctive ways human beings sleep. It feels safe. It feels warm. It feels familiar. For many older adults, it becomes the default position, especially during times of stress, loneliness, or physical discomfort. But when the fetal position is held too tightly, night after night, it can quietly compromise your health in ways that are rarely discussed. When you pull your knees high toward your chest and tuck your chin downward, you reduce the available space inside your chest cavity. Your lungs cannot fully expand. Your diaphragm, the primary muscle responsible for breathing, cannot descend properly. As a result, your breathing becomes shallow. You may not notice this while you sleep, but your body does. Oxygen delivery to vital organs drops, especially to the brain, the heart, or large muscle groups. For seniors, this matters far more than most people realize. With age, lung capacity naturally declines, and the body becomes less efficient at compensating for reduced oxygen. When this reduction happens every single night, the effects accumulate. Many people who sleep in a tight fetal position wake up feeling tired despite a full night in bed, mentally foggy or slow to think, lightheaded when standing, weak or heavy in the limbs. These symptoms are often blamed on aging, but in many cases, they are signs of chronic nighttime oxygen restriction. And when oxygen levels drop repeatedly during sleep, the heart must work harder to maintain circulation. Over time, this places extra strain on the cardiovascular system, increasing the risk of elevated blood pressure, heart rhythm disturbances, reduced endurance during the day. Now let's talk about the spine. The human spine is designed with gentle curves that distribute weight evenly and protect nerves. When you curl tightly into a fetal position, those curves collapse inward. The upper back rounds excessively. The neck flexes forward. The lower back is forced into prolonged flexion. This sustained position increases pressure on spinal discs and joints. For older adults, especially those with arthritis, osteoporosis, or disc degeneration, this pressure can worsen existing conditions. Over time, tight fetal sleeping can contribute to chronic lower back stiffness, neck pain that limits head movement, nerve compression causing tingling or numbness, increased joint inflammation. Many seniors report that they wake up feeling folded, stiff, or hunched, needing long periods just to stand upright. This is not simply morning stiffness. It is the result of hours spent in a compressed posture. There is also an often overlooked nervous system effect. The fetal position is associated with protection and withdrawal. When held tightly, it can signal the nervous system to remain in a low-level defensive state. Instead of fully shifting into deep, restorative sleep phases, the body stays partially alert. This can reduce time spent in slow-wave and REM sleep, both critical for memory consolidation, emotional regulation, tissue repair, immune function. As a result, even long sleep durations may feel unsatisfying. You slept, but you did not recover. Over years, this pattern can contribute to increased anxiety, poor stress tolerance, reduced mental clarity, lower resilience to illness. Now, it is important to be clear. Side sleeping itself is not the problem. The problem is tight curling. There is a healthier way to sleep on your side that supports the body rather than compressing it. The better alternative is a relaxed side-sleeping position. In this position, the legs are gently bent, not pulled to the chest. The chin remains neutral, not tucked downward. The spine stays long and aligned. Placing a pillow between the knees helps keep the hips balanced and reduces strain on the lower back. Using a pillow that supports the neck without pushing the head forward keeps the airway open and breathing unrestricted. At first, relaxing out of a tight curl may feel unfamiliar, but many people notice improvements within days. Deeper breathing during sleep, less morning fatigue, reduced stiffness, clearer thinking upon waking. The fetal position may feel comforting, but after 60, comfort alone is not enough. Sleep must support breathing, circulation, and alignment. Otherwise, what feels protective can slowly become harmful. Your body deserves space to breathe, lengthen, and fully rest, especially at night. Sleeping on your back is often described as the healthiest sleeping position, and in many cases, it can be, but only when the body is properly supported. For older adults, lying flat on the back without knee or neck support can quietly create a chain of problems that build over time. When you lie completely flat, the natural curve of your lower back is not supported. This causes the lumbar spine to arch unnaturally, increasing tension in the muscles and pressure on the spinal joints. Over hours, this strain can lead to lower back stiffness, morning pain that improves slowly, muscle spasms, reduced flexibility throughout the day. At the same time, inadequate neck support allows the head to tilt backward or forward, stressing the cervical spine. This misalignment can irritate nerves, restrict blood flow, and contribute to chronic neck and shoulder pain. But spinal strain is only part of the story. For many seniors, sleeping flat on the back without support also affects circulation. Blood can pool more easily in the lower extremities, especially in people with reduced vascular elasticity or mild heart conditions. This may contribute to swollen legs or ankles, restless legs at night, a heavy, uncomfortable feeling upon waking. Now let's address one of the most serious concerns, breathing. As we age, the muscles that keep the airway open naturally weaken. When you sleep flat on your back, gravity pulls the tongue and soft tissues backward toward the throat. This narrows the airway. For some people, it causes snoring. For others, it leads to sleep apnea, a condition in which breathing repeatedly pauses during sleep. These pauses can last several seconds and occur dozens, or even hundreds, of times per night. Each pause reduces oxygen to the brain. Each pause forces the heart to work harder. And most people are completely unaware it is happening. Untreated sleep apnea is strongly linked to serious health problems, including heart disease, stroke, high blood pressure, memory decline, mood changes, increased risk of falls. Many seniors with sleep apnea assume their fatigue or forgetfulness is just aging. But in reality, their brain has been deprived of oxygen night after night. Without proper support, back sleeping can also reduce sleep quality by preventing deep sleep cycles. The body remains in a state of partial alert, constantly correcting breathing and posture. This means you may sleep for 8 hours, but feel as if you barely rested. The solution is not to avoid back sleeping altogether. It is to support the body correctly. A simple pillow placed under the knees helps flatten the lower back's arch and restores the spine's natural alignment. Proper neck support keeps the head in a neutral position, reducing nerve strain and helping keep the airway open. In some cases, a slightly elevated upper body, using a wedge or adjustable bed, can significantly improve breathing and reduce snoring. When back sleeping is done correctly, many seniors report less back and neck pain, improved breathing, reduced snoring, deeper, more restorative sleep, better morning energy. The key lesson is this: Back sleeping is not automatically healthy. After 60, alignment and airway support are essential. Without them, what is often recommended as the best position can quietly undermine your sleep and your health. Your body needs guidance, not gravity, to rest properly. Many people fall asleep with their arms raised above their head without ever thinking twice about it. For some, it happens unconsciously. For others, it feels comfortable or natural. But for older adults, this seemingly harmless habit can quietly interfere with nerves, circulation, and joint health, night after night. When your arms are positioned overhead for long periods, the shoulders are placed in an extreme range of motion. This posture compresses important nerves and blood vessels that pass through the shoulder and chest area, including those supplying the arms and hands. Over time, this compression can disrupt normal nerve signaling and blood flow. Many seniors who sleep this way begin to notice subtle symptoms, such as numbness or pins and needles in the hands, tingling in the fingers upon waking, a heavy or weak feeling in the arms, shoulder stiffness that improves slowly during the day. These sensations are often dismissed as circulation problems or arthritis, but in many cases, they are signs of prolonged nerve compression during sleep. One of the most vulnerable areas affected by this position is the brachial plexus, a network of nerves that controls movement and sensation in the arms. When these nerves are stretched or compressed for hours at a time, they become irritated. In younger individuals, nerves often recover quickly, but in seniors, nerve tissue heals more slowly and is more sensitive to repeated stress. What begins as occasional tingling can gradually progress to persistent numbness, chronic shoulder pain, reduced grip strength, limited arm mobility. There is also a circulatory impact. Sleeping with arms overhead can restrict blood flow through the shoulders and upper chest. This can reduce oxygen delivery to the hands and arms, especially during deep sleep when circulation naturally slows. Over time, reduced circulation contributes to cold hands, stiffness, and delayed tissue repair. For individuals with existing conditions, such as diabetes, arthritis, or vascular disease, this posture can worsen symptoms significantly. Another often overlooked issue is shoulder joint health. The shoulder is the most mobile joint in the body, but it is also one of the least stable. Holding it in an elevated position for hours places stress on the rotator cuff and surrounding structures. This increases the risk of rotator cuff irritation, tendon inflammation, shoulder impingement, nighttime pain that disrupts sleep. Many seniors experience shoulder pain at night without realizing their sleep posture is contributing to the problem. Instead of resting, the shoulder is being held in a strained position for hours. The cumulative effect is reduced sleep quality and increased discomfort during the day. The solution is simple, but it requires awareness. The better alternative is to allow the arms to rest in a neutral, supported position. Keeping the arms relaxed at your sides minimizes nerve compression and allows blood to flow freely. If side sleeping, resting the top arm on a pillow prevents it from pulling the shoulder forward. If back sleeping, placing a small pillow or rolled towel under each arm can provide gentle support and discourage overhead positioning. At first, changing this habit may feel unnatural, but within a short time, many people notice fewer tingling sensations, reduced shoulder pain, improved hand strength, more comfortable, uninterrupted sleep. After 60, sleep positions that strain nerves and joints take a heavier toll. Your body needs stability, support, and circulation, not prolonged stretching under pressure. Something as simple as where you place your arms can make the difference between waking up restored or waking up in pain. Sleep should heal your nervous system, not slowly irritate it. Here is the truth that most people are never told. Sleep does not automatically heal you. Simply lying in bed for 8 hours does not guarantee recovery, restoration, or protection. Sleep only heals when your body is properly supported, properly aligned, and able to breathe freely. And after 60, this matters more than ever. Because aging does not mean your body stops repairing itself. It means the margin for error becomes smaller. Small nightly habits, habits you barely think about, begin to matter more than intense workouts, strict diets, or expensive supplements. The position you sleep in for hours each night can either work with your body or quietly work against it. When your sleep position is supportive, powerful things happen. Circulation improves, allowing oxygen and nutrients to reach every cell more efficiently. Oxygen levels remain stable, protecting your brain, heart, and nervous system. Pressure is removed from joints and nerves, reducing pain and inflammation. Your spine stays aligned, preserving mobility and balance. Your brain enters deeper sleep cycles, supporting memory, mood, and emotional resilience. And your heart gets the rest it needs to keep beating strong for years to come. None of this requires expensive devices. You do not need a new mattress, complicated technology, or medication to sleep better. You need awareness. You need alignment. You need to understand how your body has changed and how to support it rather than ignore it. Your body is still remarkably capable of deep repair. Even now, even after decades of habits that may no longer serve you. The human body does not demand perfection. It responds to consistency. One pillow placed correctly. One position adjusted slightly. One habit changed tonight. These small decisions, repeated night after night, quietly shape how you feel in the morning and how well you age over time. If you have been waking up tired, stiff, foggy, or sore, it is not a failure. It is information. Your body has been communicating with you. And now, you know how to listen. Share this video with someone you care about, someone who may be struggling with sleep, pain, or fatigue and doesn't know why. Because better sleep is not a luxury. It is a foundation. And remember this, longevity is not about fighting age or chasing youth. It is about respecting the body you have earned, supporting it, working with it, every single night.